Last night was a weird one, folks. It started by trying to help people out of a burning building, and it ended with an anonymous tip from a burner email address giving me details about the story of Kimberly Osborne, including the location where she was found. I talked about her last episode titled Mother's Day Murder, when I took Jolene out to the general area Kimberly was found to practice a little unpaved riding on a new tire. But this email claimed to know the exact spot that has been marked by Kimberly's loved ones and gave me pretty good instructions as to how to find it. So, this morning Jolene and I are checking in on the location of this fire just down the road to see if we can determine whether everyone's okay, including pets. Then I'm heading solo into the woods to find Kimberly's shallow gravesite. Listen to that exhaust growl, man. This model bike sounds like an angry vacuum cleaner stock, but this Yoshi exhaust pops. Let's do another. And all the boys said amen. I was actually in a car last night around 5:30 when I noticed black smoke billowing into the sky just ahead. You could tell from the color it was probably not like a fire pit, so I just looked for the closest road that would turn towards it. I actually hit a dead end, but I could see an apartment building pouring the smoke from there, so I just left the car there and ran over. Helped usher some people out of the building, along with 2 or 3 other folks who presumably lived in the complex. I left when fire crews were headed down the street, and I think all the people probably got out, unless there was someone in the basement, because the smoke was so thick coming up the stairs that we couldn't make it down in there. And boy, this smoke smelled so toxic that like an hour after I got home, after breathing it, I had to sit down for a few minutes. I did not feel well. We're almost there. Checking roads to remember which one. This is it. And we just stop up here. Actually, I bet Jolene can get through this ditch. Oh man, it's soft down in there. This is the building right here. I am shocked there's no exterior damage. You probably can't see in this lighting, but the building just has some black marring on it. This guy in the car over here is checking me out, though. Kendall in editing here. I turned the camera off before walking up to the open sliding glass door here and seeing if anyone happened to be there, because someone told me a cat was in that apartment, but I couldn't get that door open, and I didn't have anything to smash glass that thick with. Then I suddenly turned around and saw the guy sitting in the car was heading my way and turned the camera back on. And as it was booting up, he asked if I lived in the building. I was heading down here last night in my car, and I saw that big, thick, black smoke billowing out.
Yeah.
And I pulled down here and pulled up to that spot right there and came over here and tried to help get people out.
Yeah, I'm up from upstairs.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. I just didn't know. I don't know all my neighbors.
Yeah, so... Well, whenever we were trying to get everyone out, someone kept saying there was a cat in that apartment, and I see a Tidy Cats thing outside right now, but
Yeah.
I was going to see if it made it, because that smoke was really thick.
Orange cat, big.
Someone said orange. I've
Yeah.
never seen it.
Me and my buddy came. We ran down the hill because my 2 cats were upstairs. So my buddy got...
Did they make it?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that smoke was so thick coming up out of that basement. It was crazy, and you could smell it was so toxic.
Yeah. It was bad.
You heard anything about it?
I know I know it was caused by like a lithium battery from an e-bike.
An e-bike?
Yeah.
That really explains the that acrid smoke, man. It just smelled like you were getting poisoned. Holy shit. Here he's showing me video of the actual fire.
My apartment is 2 above that. So far, all the cats have made it. Everybody else has gotten everything out pretty good. The one dude, his name was Kurt. He was the one that was working on the e-bike and charging his e-bike and whatnot, and he's in the hospital right now.
You know how serious it is?
I heard it was pretty bad, because with a lithium battery, I think it's exploded or something, and that's why.
Yeah, I heard people saying that they heard fireworks, but that makes sense that the battery was just popping and crackling and exploding. Cool, man. Are you able to live here? Because that smell is pretty.
It's going to take months for my understanding. Yeah. They're not letting us or anyone stay in there for months. Everybody, they'll start clearing their stuff out of there so they can remodel all the apartments.
What the hell are you going to do?
Yep. Yep. That's a good question.
Did you sleep in your car?
I slept at a buddy's house down the road, but all my stuff is packed between my car and his car, and I also still have furniture up there I got to get out today to take to a storage unit.
All right, man. What was your name?
Nice to meet you. I'm Patrick.
Patrick Kendall. Good to meet you, man.
You have a good day.
Yeah, I hope your month gets better, bro.
Your days get better as you make them better. You know what I mean?
That's the spirit. On to step 2 this morning, finding the gravesite of Kimberly Osborne. So again, this email I got was from an anonymous burner account. I actually tried to respond, but they had already deleted it like 30 minutes later. It was titled, "Not Accurate Information in Your Recent Video." Firstly, they said that the home of Joe Navarra, Kimberly's alleged murderer, was actually back behind the Sunny Inn, like almost connected to the same property. I had shown a map and suggested he lived in a house about a quarter mile down the road, because every source I can find says that he lived at 2306 River Road, and both Google Maps and Gaia GPS say that address is the house I indicated. Not sure what's going on there, or even if this person was right, but the fact that they supposedly knew the exact location of the shallow grave where Kimberly was found definitely made me think that they are connected to either the family or law enforcement. And this happens a lot with the investigative true crime podcast I do, Appalachian Mysteria. Friends or family members listen and send tips and corrections about things you just can't know without access to confidential material. So this person says there's an, quote, old waste site on the hill opposite the sign that marks Little Indian Creek. That's where I'm trying to get to, but that's pretty much all I know. I guess we'll see if following a random stranger's tip will pay off. It's pretty cold. I didn't exchange names with this gentleman, but during this conversation, he told me that he had once been a hunter. And as soon as he turned 50 years old, he just didn't want to kill the deer anymore. He said he'd been sitting here for 4 hours just watching them. The evolution of the value he placed on life was fascinating and, beautiful in a way, but I also needed to talk to him about a total disregard for life. I asked if he knew the area pretty well. He said he did. So I asked if he knew whether there was a dump site on the hill beyond his truck. He said there was, and he told me how to drive there. But he said there was a sign marking it as private property and told me, "Don't get caught," then pulled off. That sketched me out a little, so I decided not to enter from the road and instead just hike through the woods and see if I could pop out where I needed to without being seen. It was kind of a shitty day to not have the drone, but I'd already committed at this point. Somewhere, supposedly, up this hill. see a building back in here. The hell? Okay, let's get the fuck out of here. I don't think I can make it through there. It's also real wet on the ground. I know there's an acid mine drainage area up here somewhere too. I don't know exactly where. And let's keep that sludge off. Enough toxins for one 24-hour period. Head back down to the bike. I guess I'm just going to try the road and just hope there are no vehicles or manned gates or whatever. I wonder if I could just climb up here. I'm going to try it. This is thick as hell too. I'll put the satellite images I'm looking at on the screen here. It looks like I came up just the right spot if this is indeed the dump area they were talking about nearby. I'm pretty close. Looks like I've got just a little bit further to make it through this undergrowth. And then I'll hit a road of some kind. Oh, I see it. And there are so many skeletal fragments up here. And deer. Here's a whole leg. A bit of fur. The whole spine. That's got to be it over there. That's got to be it. There's no reason that stuff would be out here. This is a beautiful spot for such a bleak area. So sad. I'm really glad I found this. Thank you to the person who told me about it.